a few minutes ahead of schedule, but I'll go with it. In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be viewed by children under the age of 13. Your discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome to Let's Play Shadowrun Returns Part 4. Last we left off, we found Coyote, rescued her from Sammy J, and she told us where we had to go. Well, she told us any intel we could on Sam when we found out that he actually has a twin sister named Jessica. However, before we could question Coyote any further, we got word that the Ripper attacked another victim at the... what's it again? The NTSB warehouse. The National Transportation Safety Board warehouse. Here we are. Let's go and see what we can find. Hey, you looking for a good time? You know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here. I've been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time, though. I figured as much. And this was just our latest victim, too. We need to get here before McCluskey does. Anything? Doesn't look like it. Lone Star Guard. The guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim just to watch it die. Hey, you're a corporate property. Look at the dusted street scum. Officer Aguirre called me in. He needs me to roll out if the killer bypassed security or if they were let in. Oh, of course. I'll open the gate. Aguirre's just inside the warehouse. Definitely no holes in our security here. Tip-top shape. Just can't... That's weird. There were icons. So what have I been up to? Well, yesterday I helped out my dad paint the side of our house. We had to do it. Hello? He's been repainting the house. Okay, transition over there. Anything around here? Just gonna explore this place a bit. Hello. Boop. Phosphorus grenade. Send to stash. Store item can only be retreated post mission. Yeah, I know that. Send to stash. This edition came out, which basically was just like a big patch that basically, you know, enhances the game, you know, fixes up some jank it had. Even adds Hindi voiceover. Should I definitely play it again? Probably? Definitely wouldn't mind actually if Green Scorpion did, though. Probably I will do it. Just watch some videos most of the day, though. The warehouse. Inside the... Spend your karma wisely. Jack of all trades is the master of none. Inside the large gray warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and steel walls meet a concrete floor. This is a place for storing things and nothing more. Ah, crap, internet quality. Apologize. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officers going about their business. In the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. Seems this case hasn't leaked to the press. Yet. Lone Star or no, you have a job to do. Speak with Sergeant Aguirre. Took your sweet time, didn't you? With information? Yeah, let's just do this. After we spoke, I did some more digging, trying to get ahead of McCluskey on this one. Turns out this might not be a Ripper murder after all. I left the computer on in the office over there if you want to see for yourself. The victim worked here at the NTSB warehouse as a black box researcher. NTSB? The National Transportation Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes and to try to determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. We've gone through the victim's computer and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Spilling corpse secrets? Not the wisest career choice. Nope. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his corp master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. What the hell is going on? Dresden! Palin! Surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your credits at any rate. He chuckles. Anyway, surprise! We got a Ripper victim on our hands. You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Justin. What can you tell me about the victim? The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death? Unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell you yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. McCluskey getting closer on a suspect? McCluskey couldn't bind his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that, though. How's Officer Aguirre doing on the case? Seems like a real go-getter. Aguirre would love to solve it before McCluskey gets his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey sucking in front of his superiors. He already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, sir? I don't think Aguirre's officer's salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Sounds like the Ripper's taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants. Which is interesting, since another victim's missing heart was also in a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims have organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who's that woman over there? No clue. She just showed up. Next of kin, I think? I'm gonna take a look around. Good luck out there. Shannon Halfsky. You're not a cop? She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship with the dead man? Suspicion in her voice and her eyes departs almost instantly when the subject turns to the deceased. He is my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes, for all the good it's doing me. If I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? Not so far as I can tell. Not among the living, anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. For my brother's spirit may not be alone here tonight. She closes her eyes and concentrates, joining a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are others. Other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard. And I think they may have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I need at least 2 such items. Can you find them? I'll do what I can. Now we need to find 2 haunted items, but first, we'll need at least 2 objects of significance from inside the warehouse. I'd go myself, but these pigs have me barred from entering. Now, here's the thing. In the Shadowrun universe, when the Magica returned, Native Americans actually took over at least a decent chunk of America. From what I understand, it was not an easy fight for that. It was an easy fight for everyone. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Expect a toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. It's like the comb? As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands on end. When you take it off of its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest. Hard. It's must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You pocket the comb. Okay, we got that. So yeah, really am curious about what the next games are gonna get. I mean, the next games for next month. I'm also really curious about RimWorld, well, console edition, when it comes out with Ideology. The researchers' work separate terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Alright, let's go down. Case number 95. Case number 95, Federated Boeing Jetliner. ID number 2305. Corporate owner Ares. The plane has several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 3:04 a.m. on June 17, 2053. 2:55 a.m. The pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. 2:49 a.m. The co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rest of the plane. 2:58. The pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. 3:04. The co-pilot radios in a mayday. 3:12. The plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Yeesh. Case file number 96, Pratt and Whitney, unmanned, ID number 2327, corporate owner Ares. Summary, redacted. Time log, redacted. What the hell was Ares doing? This file has been corrupted. Well, that sucks. Let's go look into his private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to case number 96, the crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux Nation border. Yeah, when I said the Native Americans got power back and they took over most of the U.S., they made their own nation. You gotta really look into the Shadowrun lore, but it was nuts. The crash is reportedly the result of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigators' notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information could be worth a great deal to the right buyer. You download the research note to your PDA. Renraku. That's the Japanese group. Well, the Japanese megacore. You don't need to go right now. The old poster depicts a savvy young woman posing with an assault rifle. Ah, pinups. Wire? What? If this was a core pit, why'd they leave the evidence on the computer? Good catch. That information is probably worth a fortune if you found a buyer. Definitely keeping an eye on that. Big troll. Yeah, we need 2 objects. We got the comb. There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. It could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Let's see what we got. Find nothing interesting about the shoes. Never mind. So yeah, RimWorld only has access to royalty. We don't have ideology yet. I definitely want to get ideology because because the combinations you can make in that game is insane. It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash, or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Well, one way to find out. A sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash bag, and your hands are quickly covered in the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Earring? The earring is made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. Must be the items the shaman is looking for. You take the earring. Lunchbox. A dented tin lunchbox may make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Surprisingly, the credit stick is still functional. You slot it into your PDA and 200 yuan is added to your account. Not bad. Also, I kind of woke up like with something racing up my throat. Felt like bile. I feel a little bit better to take some Mucinex. Might just be some, allergies. It feels as though you've found enough objects. Here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to... What the hell is all this? Oh, fuck. McCluskey. Officer Aguirre trolls on the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some sailor's drum circle. Isn't it standard procedure to contact next of kin? Ma'am, consider yourself contacted. Get the hell out. Come on. If we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. Decent amount of karma. 10. Let's spend it. Let's go with 5. And... yeah, let's go with this again. Our quickness is leveling up. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clots carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits just as these have domains which they are anchored. We need to get back in there. Radicals like these won't tie up the place for long. Well, not looking good now, but do you have any plans for this evening? A little breaking and entering, perhaps, under the cover of darkness. You sure you're up for this? It might be a rabbit hole, but I have to get to the bottom of this. Well, if it also means your brother's killer doesn't take another life, then yes. Thank you. Now, since we have the time, you should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. You could say that. Good. I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled new yen from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, and then shoves the whole lot at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. Well, we got a problem. Now we need to go back here now. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comm chirps and the face of Coyote pops out on the screen. Coyote looks tense. Hey, Hoi Van, you in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star, same old thing. I hear you. Your jaw sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royal. BTL pushers like Stevie J ran the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. She looks relieved. Whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell into some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on a high amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away, and he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since trying to find him. You're on a crusade. Maybe. That's what Miss Kabuta calls it. Her face lights up. She's running hot, has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. On my way. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. Well, we got some time. Might as well take care of this before we go for the Ripper. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco on a street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber arm flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts to climb up towards the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Thanks for meeting us, Malin. How are you, one? No sweat. I figured you'd use the backup. Yeah, you never know what sort of firepower to expect from one of these BTL squats. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen. I got good news for you. You know Sam's sister Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Thanks. Thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gino should be in one of the squads past that door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up there. In my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door out inside. Like I said, don't know how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty, so stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. I think this is actually a different mission you can do. You can either do this mission, or you can do the mission to come back to the warehouse. I forgot you can actually pull this off. The orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are any others, licks his lips, and nods throughout as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi hoi. How you doing? Good day for a chip, ain't it? She leans in, whispers to you in your ear. This guy's a clocker. Trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a single device for the guys inside. Wanna go for a ride? What kind of ride can I go on? You got it all. All of it. You got it all. Yeah. What you wanna do? You wanna do some crime? Wanna be bad? We can hook you up. Don't roll that way. You wanna be a hero? Be the hero. We got fairy tale direct chummers to love. You name it. And you can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Doesn't matter what the trip as long as there's slagging involved, right? Coyote eyes are hard, her pupils tight little pinpricks of hate. You do snuff too, don't you? The clocker looks around, more nervous now. Maybe, for the right price. You can feel it. What it's like to die, what it's like to kill. You said but yells, right? He grins a lopsided grin. Oh yeah, chummer. Oh yeah. Better than life. Definitely better. Dream tips, mind benders, sims in without perk limits. High octane intensity. How does this place operate? How do I get in? And that's the best part. The best part. It's a lab. That's the new stuff here. The highest track. You can place a special order and they'll make it happen. You buy a pass card from the guy at the door. It'll get you in without any time you want. Then you can buy a beetle and slide right there. The guys guard while you're chipping. Safest way, chummer, safest way. Don't you think you're hurting people selling them this track? His eyes stop rolling. He's focused, on high alert. You want to step back off of that? You want to step way the hell back? It's a sprawl biz, chummer. It's the biz of the people, by the people, and it's for the fragging people. So slot off with that unless you're looking to get hurt. I'm stepping back. I just want to go in and see for myself. Alright then. Alright, good. Go on in and see my boy Charlie. This'll you up with a pass card. You see Charlie. That was close. We need to go in quietly. Concerned woman. This woman is probably in her 30s, but hard times have aged her. She looks at you with concern. Don't do it, friends. Don't slut that track they're selling. BTLs are killers, and there's most of our. Sound like you know from experience. She pulls her hair back to show you. No implant. Then her mouth tightens and her eyes well up with tears. I do. I know. Lost my husband, lost my son, my daughter. They use her to record. Tears streamed down her face. You get a password getting in there? No, but Jamal has. My son's card. Took it off when his brain fried. Jamal's down the hall. I don't know if he'll give it up, but that's between you and him. What kind of guards do they got on this place? Jill looks around, frightened, whispers, "They're serious. This place is packed by the Yakuza." Japanese mafia, oh man. How many and what kind of firepower? There's a guy in the door, Charlie. He sells the passes to get in. He's not tough, blind in one eye. There's another 5 or so wandering around. Some of their bad news, covered in magic symbols. Mean. She's amped, ready. 5 or 6, that's not so bad. We have a surprise on our side. Any chip heads? Yep, all day, all night, and they can be dangerous too. Chip heads, dangerous? Once someone's chipped, they can send them any program they want, make them do whatever. Turn them into whores, killers, anything. We're looking for a kid named Gino. You know him? Who doesn't? He's here all the time. Gino's a clocker. Trades his time for chips, like their little errand boy. I saw him go in there this morning. Hasn't come out, so I imagine he's riding a dream chip. Gotta go. Okay, down the hall, we gotta go and save. We gotta go and find, oh crap. That's Charlie. Jamal. Jamal has the look of a long-time chiphead. Emaciated, hollow-eyed, but hungry and desperate. What you looking at? Want to buy you your pass card? He looks suspicious. How do you know I have a pass card? People hear things. He grunts. Well, you heard right. I sell them at a discount. Charlie charges 50 Niuan for him, but I can get you 3 for 100. Let's do it. We got the passes. Let's go. Charlie's an orc with an expression of boredom and one milky eye. He drones through a standard platter. Need a pass, 50 Niuan each. 150 for the lot of ya. That'll get you. That'll let you come and go as you please. You can chip in there. We'll keep you safe while you ride. BTL chips are separate costs. Last about 3 hours. Prices vary. Buy those inside. Let's get. Got our passes. Monotone. Great. Have fun. Keep on moving across the bridge. Oh god. These places are drug dens. The entire floor of this tenement has been given over to a chaos of technology and squalor. Across the room, a chromed out Decker argues loudly with an armored thug. They're probably following Simon as they turn towards you. The shotgun-wielding thug squeaks in panic. It's the crew that took out DVJ's place! I told you it was only a matter of time! The man with the cyber deck calmly speaks with a heavily digitized voice. You've messed with the wrong BTL lab. Aho, this is a Yakuza operation. With the push of a button, I can make these tweakers into my own personal killer puppets. You're fragged. Fallon, don't attack any of the chipheads. They don't know what they're doing, and you could hurt Gino. No civilian casualties. Promise. Got it. I have a concussion grenade. Better than fragging the tweakers if they get caught in the middle. Dance for me! Oh, crap. Stop the chickens from attacking you. Oh, we had a deck we could go in. BTL operator. Chip 10 man. BTL security. Chip 10 woman. Dwarf. Yakuza Decker. Okay, I know what we gotta do. Oh, there it is. Gotta take out these guys first before we do anything. BTL operator. take out the Decker, trust me. You gotta take him out first, otherwise you're gonna have people after your head. Crap! Coyote's out. Oh my god. That little shield icon basically shows your armor rating. You can actually resist damage that way. Hang on, Coyote. Alright. Decker's gone. Get to the PTO computer! Paco, I'm gonna have you take shoulder some damage right now, man. I'm probably the only guy I can trust with this. Oh shit. And here comes shamans. Better than life database management system. Forcibly end the puppet BTLs. They won't attack us anymore. Alright, that should work. And now time for Coyote to just wreck some people. Kneecap. Oh crap. Shamans. Well, what the hell? Oh yeah, sometimes shamans can actually, Not sure if I went without killing the chipheads. You can actually stop them from killing the chipheads, you just gotta be careful. Actually... medium cover interfering. Hang on. Screw it, I'm gonna go with this. Nice. Gino, he's alive. Nice. Coyote? Oh, wait. Can I actually get over here? Yeah, probably could be a good idea to move. Here's the thing, actually. When recently Fake Order 7th anniversary came out for Japan, you're not gonna believe this, but Arusiad actually is the newest anniversary servant. Whoa, what the hell's going on? Yakuza Mage out of the open. Nice. We'll heal a bit. Daddy, you're on. Looks like these guys are actually facing off against someone else. Looks like gotten summoned. If you're a shaman, you can actually summon these spirits to help you out. Got him. Okay. Just in case, let me see if there's anything here. Nope. Coyote? A Yakuza shaman on our side. Rare that happens. Nope. Oh crap. Got him. Gino? Gino! Gino. Oh, thank God. Do not let any chipheads die. It is easy to do. You just gotta get to the you gotta kill the Decker fast. You eject the BTL Gino's been riding. The gas suddenly and his eyes flutter open. He looks confused. Worse than the other chipheads you've seen. His lips are white and chapped. His eyes sunk into his head. There's vomit on his shirt and sweat on his forehead. When he speaks, his words are so slurred. He's burnt. What? What the hell? Who slaughtered me out? Who fucking slaughtered me out? Coyote's shaking. She looks horrified. Gino, it's me. Carla. Gino looks at her with glazed eyes. No recognition. Slot me back in, goddammit. This is bullshit. I don't want to be here anymore. Slot me back in. He looks around the room angrily. His hand reaches for his implant. Coyote grabs his wrist, stops him. Gino? No. Coyote, be careful. Gino wrenches his wrist from Coyote's grasp and he staggers back, reaches under his shirt and pulls out a gun. Coyote watches him, horrified, with tears in her eyes. Gino waves it around, blindly, blinking wildly. Back off! Just back it off! Back it off! Take it easy. Take it easy, Gino. We're backing off. He presses his hands to the sides of his head. His finger still on the trigger, squints. What the hell's wrong with you people? We're trying to help you. This is the way you help me? Look at this place. Look at me. He looks around at the squalor in the room, then glimpses his own reflection in the machinery. Oh, God. Look at me. Oh, crap. How do I do this? How do I do this? There are drugs that can help you, Gino. You can go slow. He looks at Coyote, looks at you. Will, go slow. He drops the gun and Paco quickly scoops it up. Coyote grabs him fiercely. He slumps into her arms and she rocks with him for a long time, her head buried in his shoulder. When she looks up, she locks eyes with you, deepest gratitude reflecting on her face. We're done here. I'm done. I don't need to step foot in one of these places ever again. Taking it slow. I never actually managed to save him the first time. Looking for trouble. Shan's plan is the best lead you've got to find out more about the Ripper, but getting back into the warehouse is going to require some support in case the Drek hits the fan. The Seniors' Union will have exactly what you need, a fixer. Finding this necessary middleman and deal broker is key to most plans involving Shadowrunners. Good fixers work the UN. It's their job to have the contacts and know who's good at what. They'll put together the team you need. Magical support, skilled street samurai for muscle, or a Nova hot decker for matrix work. We're in the shadows is a life and death gamble. It pays to hire the best Shadowrunners you can. So D, how did I do? You can tell I'm being smug. Talk to the fixer, Mr. Delilah, about hiring runners. Cherry Bomb flags you down as you walk through the door. Hey, Valen, there's a woman looking for you. Jessica something? She's waiting for you by the stage. Bellavere type. Wouldn't order anything, wouldn't touch anything. I think she's afraid of diseases or something. Thanks, Cherry. No charge, chummer. Why is the bar so empty? We don't get much action in the early afternoon. There's a few salarymen slumming Touristville and hoping to talk to Madame Sinful and some diehard regulars. Madame Sinful? That's what the downtown folks call Miss Kabuta. It's a Touristville thing. They like her to have a naughty name like that. Anyone else around? I just got in, but I think Coyote's cleaning the back bar. Mr. Delilah's hanging out of his usual place. The vendors downstairs came a few minutes after me. Oh, and Bartlett's here. Don't think you've met him yet. Who's Bartlett? John Bartlett. Big presence at the end of the bar. He's in the biz, connected. I want to meet him. Is that guy still bothering you? You mean my ex, Shane? Yeah. No. He hasn't been in since that last time. No calls or pagers or handwritten notes either. Weird. You're so persistent. Guess he finally got the message. Maybe he'll find something at that Universal Brotherhood of his and settle down and have a look around. Have fun. John Bartlett. Full of life and with a quick smile, the man tilts his head and watches you approach. Hey guy, what's shaking? A little of this, a little of that. I hear that, Ome. I might have something for you if you got the new yen. Time's money, I'm listening. You ever heard of the Nephilim Network? Of course you have. An in-the-know guy like you must have heard of the premier merc team out there. If you say so. We're a tight unit. We cost a bit more than the common rabble, but we're worth it. Van Grass. I'm very busy. You should show me something worth your time and or you walk away. Data on the NTSB. Renraku would pay to keep it quiet and Ares would pay to know what it is. I got an intro to do it for something like that. Adequate Shadowrunner. I know you'll double dip on this one. Make it 1,000. As long as you keep bringing me stuff like this, sure. Now here's the thing. In later games, you get this data. Sell it if you can. Jessica Watts. Sorry about that. This is better. At a glance, you can tell that Sam's sister is Jessica's from a different world. The opposite of Sam in almost every way. Her suit is tailored, her eyes are sharp, and her style exudes authority. Miss Watts? Jessica Watts? She eyes you up and down waringly. She does a good job of hiding it, but it's clear that she is well outside of her comfort zone. Yes, and you are? My friends called me Valen, and I counted Sam among them. That's funny. I didn't think Sam had any friends. Friendship is defined a little differently in the shadows. Well, maybe former business partners is closer to the truth, but I like this one. As opposed to would have to be. So you're the one I was told about on the phone? A woman who called herself Coyote contacted me this morning to inform me that my brother was dead, and that I should come to this place and speak to someone about an investigation. Sam didn't die of natural causes, he was murdered. She briefly casts her eyes skyward, then gives a small shake of her head. I wish I could say it's a shock, but given the circles he ran in, Sam hadn't run in the shadows in years. If you say so, but even so, look at this place, these people, and you. She then furrows her brow, regarding you more critically. You're not with the police, are you? No, I'm not. Is that a problem? Her frowns grows more pronounced. No, it's just that I don't want anyone else getting hurt on account of my brother. Surely there is an official police investigation to go on. Why not let the professionals handle it? Lone Star? Professional? It's not the ones I've seen. But you must have better things to do and then waste your time searching for whoever killed my low-life brother. First, Sam was my friend. And second, I'm being paid for my trouble. She seems genuinely surprised. Someone's paying you? I find that hard to believe, that anyone who really knew Sam would put money to it. Who is it? Sam. He hired me from beyond the grave. I don't understand. It's called a dead man's switch. He set it all up before his death as a contingency. And am I to believe that my drunken son of a brother hired you to find the person who killed him after he died? Her boardroom mask drops momentarily, and in a sigh, she reveals a brief glimpse of real emotion. I left see how to get away from Sam and his bullshit. Now I'm back and he's dead, and I still have to deal with them. Jessica composes herself, and in a breath, the mask is back in place. Listen to me, Valen. You seem like a decent person, but I'm trying to move on with my life. Our mother killed herself last year, and Sam... Well, Sam was Sam, you know? I've worked so hard to put my family issues behind me. I don't want to see this drag on. You're not asking me to quit, are you? No. I don't know. Maybe. On the streets, honor means something. I'm sticking with the job. But your brother had my back when I needed him. I can't walk away from this. Are we talking about the same man? My brother was worthless, Fallon. Worthless. He used people, She sighs. She's done. Never mind. You see, you're not going to let this go, and I respect that you are honoring my brother's memory. For me. Jessica's demeanor instantly changes from reluctant to helpful in the span of a single meditative breath. Maybe you can do things in a way that the police can't. Maybe I can help. What do you need from me? D, I don't know if it might be a YouTube's end or something, but your last comment's been the same for like the last 4 times. When was the last time you spoke or saw him? It's been ages, I can't even remember. The bartender here recalls Sam complaining about arguments with his sister. Well, there was a note on Sam's body. Sounded like an apology. An offer to meet up and bury the hatchet. It was signed Jessica. I wrote many such notes in the beginning, but I haven't made such an effort in a long time now. I don't know where you would have kept it. Where were you on the night of his murder? I will overlook the implied accusation and tell you that I was at a fundraiser all evening. A very crowded fundraiser. Yeah, there is definitely something up with YouTube's comments right now. Did Sam have any enemies? Sam's biggest enemy was Sam. I don't know of any others. You would likely know better than me these days. Were you and your brother close? I think I've made my feelings about Sam pretty clear, don't you? You don't seem to care whether his killer faces justice. Of course I want justice. Just can't let him drag me down again. Show her the picture of her and Sam as children. Jessica takes the photo from you guardedly, as if it might sting her. But that guard drops the moment she looks at it. Where'd you find this? His bunk. I can't believe he kept this. You look so much alike as kids, and happy. She smiles through a brief reverie. We were twins, partners in crime, best friends. What happened between the two of you? Things were different back then. We were different. We were a family. Then after our father died, things began to change and we couldn't go back to a new normal. With our dad around, there was always a reassuring order to our lives. But after everything got mixed up, you can never really appreciate the importance of a person in your life until they're gone. The remorse plays wet across her face, and it seems that she's not just talking about her father. Jessica conceals herself to tell the rest. Sam tried to be the man of the house. He truly did, but he couldn't handle it, and pretty soon he spent every dime of our father's life insurance. Every dime. After that was gone, with Mom working 2-3 jobs, he spent all her money too. I couldn't stand the way he abused her trust, so finally I just had to leave. She holds the photo forward, one part of her ready to relinquish it along with the past, another looking to hold on to it. May I keep this? Please do. Thank you. Tell me about your mother and her death. She was a devout Catholic. I don't think that's an exaggeration to say that she sacrificed her life for Sam and me. But she turned a blind eye to what Sam was becoming, refused to acknowledge his downward spiral. I couldn't watch her do it anymore, and so I moved out. After I left, we drifted farther and farther apart. I wasn't there when she died. In fact, I didn't even know about it until I returned her to Seattle 5 months ago. Where were you living before you moved back here? Cal-Free. The California Free State. What brought you down here? There. It was less of what brought me there and what made me leave. I felt so lost in Seattle, so I moved to California to see if I could find myself. Did you? Actually, yes. While I was there, I developed a whole new outlook on life, a vision of what the world could become, and I came back here to make it happen. I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you, Miss Watts. Just as well. I need to get back to the office. Before I go, you should know that I'm reinterring my mother's body tomorrow. I'm arranging to have Sam buried with her. The funeral is tomorrow at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament, 7 o'clock. You're more than welcome to attend. Wouldn't miss it. Goodbye, Valen. I hope you find what you're looking for. Stay safe. Well, that was something. Get some karma. Probably be a good idea to pump some more into body. And we need 2. Crap. Let's pop into intelligence so we can get more biotech. Coyote, you alright? When Coyote sees you, her eyes glisten with gratitude. There he is. The man of the hour. How's Gino doing? Hard to say, he's pretty burnt, malnourished and dehydrated too. Paco's taking care of him. He's got friends who know about that kind of thing. She smiles. He's a good man, that Paco. The world looks pretty different to me now that I've got Gino back. What happens now? Now I'm gonna finish my shift and get some sleep. I think I'm due for some. After that, probably buy some ammo. I'm running low. See you around. And don't forget about me if you need some backup on your own. Definitely gonna take note of that. Chloe? Good to see you well, Valen. Hey, you, Mr. Chloe, holding down the fort? As always, little people are more on edge than usual. We're gonna run about that latest Ripper killing and people aren't feeling safe. When people aren't feeling safe, they either go to ground or they huddle up. You notice how empty the streets are these days? That's because everyone's either locked in their squats, holed up in places like this, or seeking refuge in the nearest Universal Brotherhood chapter house. Safety in numbers, chummer. Not that we need numbers here. I got it covered. I bet you do. Later, Mr. Kool-Aid. Later. I like him. He is cool. Kool-Aid is probably the one guy I can trust, possibly with my life. Or if I need to tip a truck over. Let's pop this in. Let's grab this just in case. Pop this out. Pop this in. Gotta sell the AK. Algernon. The elf called Algernon appears to be in a hushed but intense conversation as you approach. However, the other party to this discourse is nowhere to be seen. To greet you, Algernon dismisses his invisible associate with a wave of his hand. Welcome, fellow child of the Sixth World. What can I help you with today? Tell me a bit about yourself. My story is not so different from those who have come before. I am but a merchant, though one whose wares are far from the name. I am here from Targrir 4 years ago. I came here from Targrir 4 years ago, after the governor of Seattle signed an exclusive trade agreement with the Council of Princes. And so as the flow of magical goods came to pass through the city's ports, so have I. At times I missed it here, but as unlikely as it may sound, this new home of mine is far more interesting. Is there anything else I can help you with? Anything new? Nah, looks like the same stuff. What's on the special for happy hour? New fresh set of clothes. Let's see, anything new? Oh. Government? The Oak stands at attention and looks every bit like he's waiting for a commanding officer who he can crisply salute. He only appears at ease when he's cleaning the barrel of a rifle or counting out the bullets in the magazine. The rest of the time he appears as he is now, ramrod straight and primed for anything. And how are you, my friend? Fine day to fire a weapon. What say you? Tell me about yourself, Buster. Are you military? After our fashion, yes, sir. Sergeant of the 31st California Militia. It's no longer a recognized unit, and there are those who would say we never were. But someone had to stand up to the tier, and it fell to us. Teranguire? Yes, sir. I was in Cal 3 when the elves came marching down from the north in 36. After the UCAS pulled their support, we had little in the ways of an organized defense. But what we did have was a stockpile of weapons and an ammo down in Oakland. The locals in NoCal held out long enough for us to bring the heat. And I tell you, all the magic hoo-ha in the world ain't enough to stop a V11 hot rock from cracking your dome. We drove the elves all the way back to Eureka. Would have pushed them all the way back to Portland too, but some ninny down south reached out to the Japanese for aid and got our own version of Normandy for trouble. Oh god, a reverse Normandy. Things went to hell in a handbasket from there. Don't much like to talk about those later days. So let's talk guns instead. Can I get you anything? What you got in stock? Keep an eye out because these guys are he's gonna basically start selling some more stuff later. Sell again. Oh right. He also sells drones if you're a rigger, or if you have. He sells you some repair kits, med kits, and grenades. Alright, we got this. It's wise to talk to everybody when you can. You look like someone who needs the latest Matrix tech. What can I get you? Nothing much. I thought he'd have something to say. Take a note of Algernon. You're going to be seeing him to the Chochi. Dr. Castle glasses up only briefly from her charts. Grandpa's friend, on the other hand, tracks your every move like some sort of humanoid raptor with a mouse under its shadow. Little to see another day, have you? That remains to be seen. Still more work to be done. So long as you end up here and in the end and not on some organ grinder's table, I'm satisfied. Granted, a repeat customer means a person courting death more often than any good doctor should condone. But I don't suppose I can dissuade you from your course of action? Sorry, Doc. Job's not done. Very well. Let's talk about how I can ensure you make it back alive once more. How'd you fall in this operation anyway? Dr. Castle pauses her work, sitting down at her table and appearing to grow introspective. I suppose you might expect that I had a fall from grace. Certainly, that is the case with many of my peers. If not that, you might think I was compelled to do this because a friend or family member became a Shadowrunner, and I hurried to their assistance one fateful night. But the reality is that I grew up knowing this is what I would do with my life. My parents were both Shadowrunners and very successful ones at that. So successful that they retired in a very large house and raised a litter of kids who grew up hearing the impossible tales of their parents' younger years. Of course, we were expressly forbidden to follow in their footsteps. We were all expected to attend university and take full advantage of the opportunities that they had fought so hard to give us. So, Mom and Dad were proud to see me pursuing a medical degree, and they had only minor reservations about me applying that expertise to the treatment of Shadowrunners. After all, they never would have survived long enough to meet and fall in love if not for the ministrations of several street doctors along the way. So I suppose you could say I was born into this life after a fashion. She picks up her tablet and resumes her work. Is there anything else I can help you with? Nah, I'm good. That's kind of amazing, honestly. Her folks were Shadowrunners that actually were successful, retired, and eventually she became a doctor to help out other Shadowrunners. The cycle continues. Mr. Delilah, if you're talking to me, there's business to transact. Am I right? Of course you're right. It's your job to be right. What can I do for you, smart guy? I need to put a crew together. You got scratch or you plan to pay me out of your earrings? How much is this gonna cost? Well, for your speed, hired help will run you about $1,200 a head. If we start taking on tougher jobs, well, the more experienced the runner, the higher the rates. I can pay the runners. Excellent! We agree on terms. I got some runners on call if you've got any special requests. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's see them. This is where the run happens. Now here's the thing. We already have Shannon over here, a Salish tribe street shaman that works with nature to overcome the concrete. We can either get a lot of other people. Shiny bit, I don't know who the hell that is. Verbena Bay, Gallo Glass, Kamasaquat, Sonia Krieger. Krieger? Fancy, No, Bosnian Bomb. We can either go with this, or we can check out their skills and stuff, and what our cyberware they got. Or, we can go for the Nephilim Network. Brute, James. I already got a shaman. Dang, I wish we had Coyote with us. These are the basic Shadowrunners, but this is like the primo stuff. Let's see what he's got. Decent overall. Willpower. He's good with range combat and melee. Combat Adept, Combat Decker, Rigger, Cyber the Warrior. Magic is a tool that supports those Nephilim networks sent to the front lines. A support mage? I am the sixth world dream. I combine both magic and machine. How the hell does he do that? Techno Shaman. It's rare you get these. Utility Man. We'll take Alexit, or, you know what, let's go and see what we can get here. I mean, Adept. These guys are like the... Basically, the fixer contacts are basically like standard classes. The Nephilim Network are advanced if you're combining. Let's go with Hypnotus and... I wish we could bring Coyote, but we don't really need that. Mage armor, bolt armor, tempting. Monoball, heal wound, aim, armor. Well, we have me, a shaman, a decker. Let's grab a mage. And that should be it. We only have one armor though. Magic is on point. Let's roll. Hire these runners to meet Shannon at the NTSB warehouse. Yep. Let's go. Return to the docks. You return to the docks to meet Shannon Halfsky. Although the Ripper's latest victim was her brother, but Shannon appears cool and professional. Consummate runner by birth, if not by trade. She'll get the job done, and hopefully, one of the hard spirits in this place can point you towards the Ripper. Dealing with spirits can be tricky business, but when they deliver, it's pure platinum. What does it have to be? Merindian shaman to summon and control spirits. Anyone with magic talent can do it. But Shannon seems to have a particular connection to the spirit world. As you approach the gate, you know something's not right. The docks, already strange and uncomfortable at night, trigger the need for caution. Then you see it. The guards are missing, and the gate's been smashed in. Alright. Just in case. Everyone's already locked. Let's go. About time you showed up. Looks like we weren't the only ones who wanted to take advantage of the situation. A bunch of mercs have locked down the area. I don't think they're here for us, though. I guess there's something worth a bit of coin left in that warehouse. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Well, it was for Lone Star. They're all dead. Hope you're a better shot than they are. Break into the NTSB warehouse and keep Shannon alive. Alright? But I will settle for that for next time, because this is our very first shot or run. Took a while though. But until then, I'm Giant King Mark, and this has been Let's Play Shadowrun Part 4? What? 4, yeah. Next time, we're gonna do the run in the warehouse. Until then, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified, and I will see all of you next time. Laters.